as you go around, you'll be able to see a few like fire exits, but towards maybe like this one back entrance where the emergency vehicles go in and park up, and you see one starting to pull out and go and make their rounds as they just drive around the town. And you're able to, I'd say you're able to like hug the car and try and sneak your way through. There are a few people that are in the garage area that you may have to get round. But at the moment you're able to get through the back entrance.
Okay. I think I'll put on like my most kind of confident look and just walk in like I'm supposed to be there.
Just walk in, nod at them like morning.
Just like with a little hurried step, like running late, sorry.
Okay. There is persuade. I imagine there might be a deception roll. Let me see. It's intimidate. We don't want intimidate. We'll say it's I don't know, I guess another persuade.
Okay. Any changes to it or just straight persuade?
Just straight persuade, yeah. Oh, nice! You walk through and they're all fiddling around with equipment and stuff, and maybe one glances up at you, and you're so confident with your jacket, he mistakes you for a doctor that hasn't scrubbed in yet, and you're able just to quite nonchalantly just casually walk through, nod, and go on his way.
Right. Morning. As I just walk past into the door.
Tick the box by your persuade. You might be able to upgrade it. Or maybe make a mental note if the box doesn't let you. I might actually be able to do it. Oh, it's already marked. It's gold. You got a gold dot.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it does it for you. Nice.
That's good.
Okay. Yeah, I will kind of, as I'm walking in the halls, I will continue with this, like, oh, it worked, so I'm just going to pretend I'm a doctor. And look for a kind of patient registry on the walls to see where Wilfred Lynch is and make my way to his door.
So as you're walking around, you're not well versed on the ins and outs of this hospital and where any of the rooms are or anything. So you're having to rely on signposts. Would there be...
Can I grab like just a random clipboard just so I can like hold it in front of me, just like, and kind of be staring at it, but my eyes are looking at the hallway?
Down around the halls, there's not any clipboards, but you might be able to swipe one in one of the patient rooms. I might actually let's make this, change this, because you're now being a bit sneaky. Put on some sneaking music.
I mean, it also worked because it was just like da da, and it's like shenanigans.
So it takes you a little while to work your way around, but you're managing to find your way through the signposts, and you go into some rooms. There are 3 rooms to pick from, but you do see that there is a doctor making their way, or a nurse making their way down the halls. So you've got, to your left there are 2 doors, and to your right there's another door. The door to your right seems pretty dark. The ones to your left, there are beds in, but you're unsure if there's anyone laying in them, but you're pretty sure that you'll probably find a clipboard, and maybe if you're lucky you might find a doctor's coat as well.
Yeah, but I'm like, the dark room, that could be something though. Because that's like maybe a storage closet.
Mm-hmm.
And you said there's a nurse like walking towards me?
Yeah, slowly making her way down the hall. She hasn't like noticed you, is not like just gunning straight for you, but...
I will go into one of the rooms on the left, as much as I me personally think going on the one on the right.
Okie dokie.
Baxter's looking for a notepad and disguise.
Alright, I'm just gonna do a roll for myself. Okay. You enter a room, and there's an elderly lady lying on the bed. And as you enter and close the door behind you, she very hazily looks up and is like, Doctor, is that you?
Yes. I just need to look at your clipboard, and then I will leave and come back.
Because there's my hip is really hurting me, and I need some more drugs. Do you have any more of those painkiller drugs? It's really hurting me, and I need to pee. I don't... Could you grab me the bedpan, dear?
I will walk up, grab the clipboard probably at the end of the bed, and I will go, right, here is the bedpan, but I will go and get you your, and then whatever the drug says on her thing. I'll go get your 20 cc's of paracetamol.
Paracetamol? I'm not sure of... Okay, you're the doctor. Looking at the clipboard, just at a quick glance, you see that she has like a urine infection, which is causing her problems. But yeah, you're able to grab the clipboard.
Be sure to drink lots of water, and I'll be back with your pain medication soon.
Okay, dear, don't be too long now.
Of course.
What a nice man. Okay. As you go to leave, are you taking the report that's attached to it as well, or are you leaving that behind?
I'll take it all, just so I have documentation.
Do a spot hidden check as well.
Okay. The old woman had a knife on her.
She's got a Tommy gun. Die, motherfucker! Oh, nice. Okay. In her room, you see the usual equipment there. There's nothing too extreme, especially, I mean, it makes sense when she's got a urine infection. But it does seem a bit more serious than normal, hence probably why she's here. But in the side cupboard to one side, you do find a doctor's coat.
Ah.
Sadly, with no ID.
I will just put on the doctor's coat over my own.
Okay. And as you go to step out, the nurse that was heading down is currently nowhere to be seen.
Alright, I will kind of do a quick glance, like left and right, and then continue heading my way.
Okay. And I know I'm getting quite a few rolls in here, but do a stealth with a bonus, so with advantage. So
+1 or 2?
+1.
Okay. Oh wow.
Oh bosh. Oh my god, you got 1.
Yes!
That's basically a nat 20. Alright.
Yes! My stealth didn't go gold.
As you're heading down the hallway, I'll take that for you.
There we go. I did it.
Okay. As you're heading down the hallway, the nurse literally comes out of a door as you are passing it, and she bumps into you and drops like a couple papers. Like, I'm sorry, doctor. I'm sorry. A bit of a muddle
Sorry,
today.
don't worry. It's quite the rush today. I forgive you completely.
No, absolutely. Did you see the patient, Mrs. Mabel? I think her name was. The kidney infection. I know she's been meaning to see someone earlier.
Yes, I have her form right here. I've kind of been swamped. I have to. Apparently, been told someone is being transferred to London, and I have to quickly see them because the police are on their way to.
Wilfred. Wilfred Lynch. That was the one. Yes. Let me take this patient off your hands. I'll see to her.
I thank you so much.
Let me take you down to him. It's no problem.
I appreciate it. I'll put in a good word for you at the next doctor's conference.
No needed. No, not needed. It's a busy day. There's a lot going on. And she quickly goes back to the old lady's room, puts the clipboard, makes sure she's all happy.
I wipe sweat off my head as like she enters the room, just like, ooh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like if this is the first time you've done such a thing, you're like, how is it working? How is this going so well? And you hear like this old voice come from the room, and then she leaves, and like, okay. I think she's already on medication. She doesn't need any more. And it's like, right, doctor, this way.
It's alright. I keep telling her I'm giving her sugar pills, but I keep telling her I'm giving her paracetamol, so.
Okay.
It keeps her happy.
And she makes the small talk along the way, guiding you through different halls, and before you know it, you are in a very secluded area. And let me just...
Are there windows?
There is one window that's beaming a bit of sunlight into the room.
I would like to take note. I know that I can't really roll for this or anything, but for roleplay purposes, I want to take note of like where this is in the hospital.
Yeah.
So that if I ever need to come back, I could like find my own way to the room.
Yeah. Is this the right one? Yeah, I think this is a good vibe for it. Okay, so you enter this room.
I've got a bad feeling.
And the nurse is with you, guide you in. It's like, we've had to keep the lights off for now, as he does seem a bit sensitive to light. Do you need me for anything, or are you good here?
It's okay. If I need you, I will come and find you, but, okay. I've heard he's, and I kind of lean in and I'm like, a bit erratic, so I think one person at a time might...
Absolutely. Beep, beep, beep. Oh no, she won't have a pager because it's in the 1920s. Never mind. So it's
what was that beeping?
I don't know. It's just something my shoes do sometimes. I've got to get that fixed. And she quickly scurries off, and she's so fixed on her busy schedule and her busy day.
The gramophone on the wall is beeping.
She just leaves you to it. And before you know it, the door slowly closes, and you're in this large, medium-sized room with like the bed, and he's laying down on it, covered. You don't see much of him. You're getting a very eerie vibe as well in this room.
Yeah, before I even talk to him or like approach the bed, I want to take note of the room.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything in particular you're looking out for, or you're just making notes of anything that's there?
Maybe his clothes, or like the torn clothes, blood on something, like just...
So you will see a small pile of his belongings on a chair to one side, and there is a lot of dried blood on his clothes. The shirt especially is torn in many areas. It looks like he's not long arrived at the hospital as well. There's no clipboard or report as of yet to say what's wrong, what they found, but it does look like they've just managed to not sedate, but keep him on, like, his body just on a calm state.
Yeah.
So his readings they would seem
'Cause-
normal to you.
What does his clothes look like? Are they like does it look like a knife slash, or is it like look like something else? Like, is it a single slash, or is it like claws, or like maybe a bite mark?
Yeah. They're definitely slashes going through.
Okay.
There does appear to be one where there's a lot of dried blood. There appears to be a puncture, not so much a slash as well. And that looks to be on the back of the shirt.
I am gonna pocket the shirt then. Like, just like kind of maybe tuck it on my coat pocket, but which I will write down.
His shoes are definitely muddy. His jeans, I think or corduroy trousers, whatever they were back in the 1920s. The trousers, they're also muddy around the ankles, and I'd say you wouldn't really need much investigative skill. He's got a bit of, mud patches on his knees, so you could maybe assume that he fell onto his knees at one point. There's not really any tears, though, into the jeans. You may see, like, a beginning of the jeans starting to tear or tatter, but you don't know if that's just from regular use or if it was due to whatever happened to him.
Okay. Yeah, I think at this point I would approach the bed and just be like, Mr. Lynch?
As you approach, there's no response from Mr. Lynch. I just need to have a quick look for seeing. I'd say you don't see much. You see his face, because the rest is under bed sheets. And you'll see that his face looks fairly normal. He's got short black hair. He does look to be asleep at this moment in time. And he has, like, just a quite neat mustache as well, with the little gap in the middle.
Okay.
But he seems restful at this moment. Do you wish to remove the quilt?
I will slowly do it, not like a whoosh, but like just slowly, like, lift it in spots to see wounds and stuff.
As you begin to move it down, roll a sanity check for me.
Oh boy, we love these.
Just take the 1 point of sanity.
Okay.
As you move the quilt down, you're seeing his body. It's cleaned up. It's not as horrific as you were initially expecting, but you are seeing now that he has multiple gashes that have currently been stitched across his stomach and his chest. His shoulders are, like, on his left shoulder is badly bruised. It's all purpley, like a deep purple. And you are also noticing weird growths on his body. Similar to what you read in the newspaper, that it does indeed look a bit like bark from a tree, and it's not something you've seen before, and it's in patches. You see, like, the odd little bits around where his love handles would be, so on his sides. Not much on the front.
Good. Risky, but because I saw the puncture wound in the back of his shirt, could I I'm going to say, Mr. Lynch, I'm just going to slightly roll you just to check on your back.
Okay.
And I'm going to just slightly push him to see where the wound is.
Okie dokes. Just gonna do a check for me.
Immediately begins yelling.
Okay, 58. You are able to roll him up. You had to loosen his sheets a bit as he had been tucked in. But as you roll him up and you move his gown or his hospital shirt out the way a bit more, you see that the growths that were starting to form on the side are a lot more serious on his back. And it seems to be, if this was done recently, it's spreading very quickly. And where the puncture, you can't even find the puncture wound itself, but his left shoulder blade, close to the spine, is where the growths are thickest. And it is a very unnerving sight. Yeah. Is there anything else you wish to do?
I think I will gently put him back down and then grab a seat and pull it up and just say, Mr. Lynch, I need you to wake up, and if you're already awake, tell me what happened to you so I can stop this myself. And don't worry if you think what you'll say may sound crazy. I believe in crazy, as I have seen stuff myself.
As you're moving him or placing him back onto the bed, do a quick spot hidden check for me.
Boop. Oh. Okay.
You place him down onto the bed, not noticing anything else. And
all my good rolls are gone.
He, as you place him down, he begins to stir a little, but you don't really hear words per se. It's more of just like
It's okay. It's alright.
And you see like his eyebrows twitch, maybe to symbolize he's in a little bit of pain, but he seems to be sedated enough that it's not bothering him too much.
Mr. Lynch, could you move your eyebrows once for yes and twice for no? Does this make sense?
Okay. His eyebrows seem to twitch, but you're unsure if it's to any response of those answers, as it seems that it twitches quite sudden. You're not sure if he's responding to you, or maybe he's with you talking. You're maybe helping him awake. But as you are doing so, you begin to hear footsteps and talking outside, coming down the hallway. But it's quite far away at the moment, so they've got a bit of time before they reach you.
Is there anything like super heavy in the room that I can like maybe push in front of the door?
There is the machine that he's plugged into to monitor his heart rate.
I'm not gonna use that. Just
or there's his bed that he's laying on. You could use him. But other than that, there's not really much in the room other than the two chairs to one side.
Okay. I'll just say, right, Twitch your finger once for yes, 2 for no. Did this happen in the woods to the north?
Once for yes, right?
Yeah.
You don't get a response for a while, and you are staring at his hands intently, and you then see the index finger on his right hand flick up a bit, like spasm, and then go back down again. And it does it just the once.
Okay, good. What's this thing? And I like take a pause for a sec, and then I'm like, human. Once for yes, twice for no.
Oh, look at you. There's another pause. You're hearing the footsteps and talking getting closer and louder. And you'll see his right hand spasm again, and then nice timing with the music. Momentarily, his left hand then spasms as well. As he then starts, you see his heart rate picking up and getting more frantic as he starts making this kind of choking gargle sound. And you see him, he's starting to shake a little bit in his bed.
Okay, I think at this point, I, Baxter, am convinced that I did pretty well dressed as a doctor, so I'm going to open the door and just shout like, I need multiple personnel in here right now. Patient is losing him. We're losing the patient.
You see a doctor coming down the hall, and also a guy who's not dressed as a doctor. You see a guy dressed in a... Let me get the picture up. In a long brown trench coat, a clean-shaved face, and a stern look in his eye, as they both hear you shout for help and immediately come running down. And they run down, they enter the room. The doctor is shocked at first and sees it, Wilfred basically having a seizure. Strange, thick mucus is coming up out of his throat as he's coughing and essentially choking on it, so he immediately rolls into the side to help it come out, and you see like it ooze down onto the floor. It looks like a lot of just thick saliva almost.
Does he roll him towards me if I'm like supporting?
If you are helping...
I'm helping because I'm trying to feign that I'm a doctor. But it's because I would like to try and collect some of the saliva to take to someone later, I guess.
He does roll them towards you then, and the guy who's with you is watching intently. Is like, what's going on? What's happening to him? As the doctor is like, quick, we need to roll him to one side, make sure he's not choking. Let's clear this. He presses the button to get some more support. He's like, we're going to need some help with this. As he's there quickly looking at some of the medicines that he has to try and calm him down again and get his heart rating back to normal. Roll a spot hidden check at disadvantage, or -1.
A disadvantage. That's silly.
Okay, so what are you collecting the mucus with exactly?
I imagined there might have been some kind of like glass vials around, like, because if they're trying to like see what this infection is, they might have been taking samples. So
Looking around the room, there's not really any vials of sorts, but with the doctor's equipment that he's managed to basically revealed as he's there trying to help with him, you do see a number of syringes, and some of them are empty.
Okay, I would take a syringe and just like suck up some of the saliva coming out of him.
Okay.
As I would be yelling like, routine checkup, he started seizing, I called for help.
Absolutely, that's a right thing to do. Right, I'll take over here. And sorry, sir, I'm going to need to ask you to leave now. As he talks to the man that's with him, and is like, well, wait, I need to take some notes. That's what I came here for. And it's like, no, sorry, we have to get him out. You're disturbing him. You can't have just people standing around here. This is a hospital after all. It's like, oh, god damn it. As he gets ushered out, and he goes back to the patient.
I guess I will walk out the room with him and like pocket the syringe, being careful of the needle, obviously. But I'll just be like, sorry, that your questions are, or your investigation is a bit short-sighted, I guess, today, but come back tomorrow.
Wait, you were with him just now. Can you tell me something, or what did you see? What did you find? I mean, what was wrong with him?
Maybe we should do this outside of the hospital.
And I'm gonna need you to do... We're gonna do a combination of the two. Let's see. Persuasion and disguise.
Right. I mean, I'll roll disguise first, because that's a 5.
Yeah. Would have loved if you got it.
He rolled a 1! And then the persuade. There you go.
Ooh. Okay. That's a strong
So I would take that
persuasion.
as, like, he knows I'm not a doctor, but I'm just like, we need to go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that. He does sense that you're not a doctor. However, he is convinced by what you say. He is also annoyed and a little frustrated. As he then takes out a cigarette, taps it on his hand a bit, and thinks, oh, I can't smoke in here, can I?
Smoke in my car. And I will basically take this same exact route as I came in, as I assume it's the safest, because that's how I got in.
He will follow you. And he's not saying... You can tell that he's psychoanalyzing you quite a lot as you're walking down, but he's keeping his mouth shut along the way.
When I get close to the exit, I'll say I will take the doctor's coat off and, like, put it nicely somewhere, as I'm just like, I look at him and I'm like, well, I'm not going to steal, so, you know, and then, like, continue walking.
Okay. And as you walk out of the hospital and you get down to the car park and you're about to get into your car, use your keys onto the door, and he there's not a lot of force behind it, but it's enough to push you to one side against your car as he points his little stern finger on your chest and is like, now you better tell me what you're here for and who you work for.
First of all, ouch. Second of all, I don't really work for anyone. I'm just doing my own thing. But thirdly,
Freelance, eh?
well, yes, but thirdly, this bark skin and stuff. As much as you may not believe this kind of stuff, I believe that Hungerford has always been kind of strange, and it's starting to seem that way more and more.
Bark skin, you say? As he's sitting there in a notebook, writing down. What else did you find with Wilfred Lynch?
Can I guarantee that you're not just going to arrest me on the spot? Because I'm looking into this for the safety of myself, but also the town, as, you know, I thought he was merely a murderer, but it seems to be a bit more extreme.
What do you plan to do with this information? How do you plan to protect the town with it?
I'm not sure yet, but my first thing is, I have a lead, and I'm going to follow it.
He sparks up his cigarette, takes in a strong toke, blows it out. Looks like I might have a partner today.
I hold out my hand, and I'm like, Baxter.
Well, I'm William Steele.
Very nice.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm a PI, private investigator. I used to be on the force, but not so much anymore. Came here looking for answers myself, and noticing that Hungerford has quite a lot of problems going on. Wilfred Lynch seems to be our key suspect.
I'm so glad you said that, as I kind of pull the shirt out of my pocket, like inside coat pocket, and I'm like, you see this puncture wound in the back of the shirt? That's where this kind of bark infection was most worse on his persons. And I didn't necessarily talk to him, but we had a sort of code working before he started seizing, and I have a lead that I am following. So if you wish to get in with my car, you can follow me to said lead, but otherwise...
How long have you been a PI for?
I just laughed at it, and I'm like, PI? No. Oh, God, no.
You managed to take evidence from... You managed to sneak into... Wow, you must be one lucky man. I can do with luck right now.
Yeah. I was lucky today.
Roll a d10 for me.
Roll d10. 1.
Increase your luck by 1.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say, by how lucky everything went and how brilliant everything went, you managed to get in there and do everything there. Increase your luck, but sadly it was only by 1.
It's like the time I want the high roll, and it's like, here you go.
All right. Well, what leads do you have?
I will get into the car, and I'm assuming William is joining me.
Yeah, he makes a note that he's left his car at the Hungerford surgery, but he'll jump into your car. He's not bothered about it.
I show him my newspaper that I grabbed, and I will be like, right, so first things first, he told me that this thing, and I'm going to start driving towards the woods to the north, or is it? Oh, North Wessex. So, yeah, I'll start driving to the North Wessex Downs.
Okay.
And I will just say to him, so he did the finger technique, 1 for yes, 2 for no, and he said that it happened in the woods, and also that this thing isn't human, which I don't necessarily believe, but, have a look at the shirt, and that puncture wound says otherwise.
Not human. It's probably a puncture wound. Can't
I
be
mean,
a bear.
have you seen...
unless he fell onto a tree, maybe it's a fungal infection. And he's discussing all this as you drive around over the lake, over the river, through the center
I have
of
a theory.
the town.
It's not a great
north.
theory, but I have a theory.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Well, it's jumping the gun a bit, but if people are turning into bark, then I can only imagine that we might see some bark people out here, and that will kind of maybe confirm that these woods are peak interest, but
I see. So
going to.
there might be some type of virus that's being spread around. That's good thinking. Is keep an eye out for any other individuals that may be showing signs of the infection. And you say the symptom is bark skin. There's nothing else?
Oh, careful. I have this, and I pull out the syringe, and I'm like, this is. I want to call it saliva. It was coming out of his mouth, but it's a bit more solid than saliva. Want to have it tested if you have any of those PI connections.
I mean, I'm sure I can ask around. There might be one of my contacts might be willing to help and take this to a lab.
As long as you keep me in the loop.
All right.
And I give him this stare of you're gonna keep me in the loop, right?
And he looks back at you with his stern face, very kind of callous look. You can tell by looking at his eyes. Roll a. I'm going to need to look at my character sheet for this because my normal character sheet is. Do whichever is better, psychoanalysis or psychology.
A 31 or a 10. I'll go with psychoanalysis, which is 80.
80, okay. You just get the sense that maybe with he mentioned that he was on the force, he's got experience being with the police. Perhaps he's just seen a number of sites, he's been in enough arrests and fights and arguments that, he's just maybe a bit of a gruff guy. But you can't get a sense that whether he's going to keep you in the loop or if he's going to, find any better information for you or anything. It's a bit difficult to tell. As you then begin to pull up across this dirt path into the North Wessex Downs. I'm gonna maybe change the music.
Oh, sorry, let me turn my radio off.
Let's do this, and I'll take you over to here.
New map just dropped.
As you enter the North Wessex Downs, you see plenty of lush greenery everywhere. Lots of trees and foliage. Birds are chirping away happily. You might see the odd insect that buzz past, or beetle or bee. And as you're driving down this dirt path, you begin to see a roadblock. And a couple policemen standing to one side with their vehicle parked.
This is where
they begin waving you down.
Yeah, I would look over to William and be like, this is where you come in to get us through, I guess.
Okay. As he's been all caught up on the newspaper. Okay. Well, it may be a case that we turn around and have to make an entrance somewhere else. This is a pretty large forest. They can't block everything off, can they? And as they begin to slow down, park up, a police in a high-vis jacket comes over, knocks on the window. I'm pretty sure they had high-vis jackets in the 20s.
Yeah.
But
just a guy holding like a reflective cone.
But he knocks on the window, and Wilfred then hand winds it down. I'm only assuming that they had windows like that in cars back then.
We really need a way to automate these windows.
Sorry, sir, you can't come through here. The downs are off limits at the moment. I don't know if you've seen the news lately, but we can't allow anyone to enter the downs. I'm gonna get William to. I was about to call him Wilfred Lynch then. William.
How did you get in my car?
It's like, hello.
I stole the whole person.
Get him to do persuasion, but I'm going to give him disadvantage.
Am I able to help?
To assist? I'll say you can assist. So he was going to have disadvantage, so now it's normal. And it is a 17. Bow, bow, bow.
Nice.
Sorry, sir, you can't. You're gonna have to ask you to turn around. It's okay, Sergeant. Yeah, the sergeant's on it. I don't know. It's okay. I've been sent down from the office to come have a look. Do you know where the site is? Can I see some ID? As he's there looking a bit confused, and he hands out an ID to him. Look, we don't have all day. I've got the chief on my ass about this, and if I don't come back with any information soon, well, he's going to be asking what the holdup is, and I'm pretty sure you don't want me reporting your names against this too. As he looks over to his companion, who kind of just shrugs at him. He gives the ID back. Like, okay, but make it quick. It's deep ways down. Keep following the dirt path road, and then when it forks, you want to take a left. You'll see it when you get there. It's all been corded up, you know, and well, you know the scenery. All right, well, stay good there and make sure no one else comes in. As he taps on the car, and he wheels it up. He's like, well, I don't know how I managed that one, but best not mess around.
We're just having a lucky day. Speaking of which, as I start driving down the pathway, I'm just gonna open the glove box and like pull out a handgun and just pocket it and be like, just in case.
You know how to use that, right?
Yeah. I'd say. Not lying to you.
Okay. There's no deception rolls. I'm surprised about that.
No, like this would be a thing of like he 100% knows like I've maybe used it once.
Okay, he'll do a psychoanalysis with advantage then. And it's a success. Okay, it's like, okay, well, you just be sure you're not pointing at me, huh?
No, not at all.
And as you're driving down, it is, as he mentioned, it's quite deep in this forest down. So wherever these dog walkers have been going, or these other people, so especially Wilfred, it was quite far down into the forest. But it does currently seem to be following a path, so it's not as if they got lost. As you're slowly driving down and you're coming through to this fork section, William reminds that it's to the left, and you start heading down. And as you're going down, he takes this time to take something out of his pocket, and you'll see him looking over like this small booklet. It's like a little wallet, almost like what he handed over to the police, but it's different from his own.
What you got there?
Well, I'll show you when we stop. It's not safe to be doing it whilst you're driving. But if there's any help that you can provide me, then maybe I will be willing to share some information. As I'm not here for whatever dramas are happening in Hungerford. I'm here for something specific.
Okay. Well, as long as we're being open to each other, on the way back, we're definitely going down the other fork of the road. So.
And sure enough, as you're going down, you come across this cordoned off section, and there's tape like wrapped around multiple trees, and it seems to be covering quite a wide area. So you park up, and you're gonna have to walk and cut through some bushes to get over to there, as it's away from the path. And you get there, and you'll see a few cards with like certain letters and numbers on them. In different areas, you'll see, just at first glance, you'll see like some like a broken branch that's snapped to one side. There may be a bit of dried blood onto it. You're seeing some tattered clothing here and there. And not...
I think I would look towards William and say, remember to collect everything that you consider a sample.
Well,
anything could be used.
Well, all these tags here show with bits of evidence that they have found, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they found everything.
Just watch your back, I guess, as evident of the shirt seems to attack from behind.
Okay. Good to know. And try not to mess with the crime scene too much. I'd rather not have any questions coming back to us.
No. I've done this before. I know not to mess with stuff.
I'm gonna do a spot hidden with William. Okay.
Could I do one as well?
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh, very nice. Firstly, the one thing that stands out in this area is that it's deathly quiet. You don't really hear animals in this area. There's no birds chirping around or anything. You may hear the odd insect, much like with the insect world. They don't give a crap about anything. But yeah, there's no birds. It's eerily quiet.
Hey, William.
Yeah.
Just have a listen. What do you hear?
Yeah, it's strangely quiet.
And
Especially...
I mean, for Hungerford, this should be a animal-rich area.
Oh yeah, exactly. Especially in a forest, you would have thought. At this time of day.
You thought you'd be hearing some kind of bird or something.
What time is it now? He'll look at his watch. And he'll mention that it's now, I think with everything that's happened in the hospital, everything that's happened up to this point as well, you're probably looking at maybe 11:15 in the morning at this point.
He says that, and I'm like, damn it, I missed my therapy. Well, this is more important.
And he continues to look around and looking at the evidence, and you doing the same as well. You're seeing the classic signs of, like, yes, there were people here. It does look like they've been bagged and taken away, much like was shown in the photo of the newspaper. You also... You notice, similar to with your roll of a 12 as well, with your notice of the saliva sample that you took in your syringe, there is thick wet patches in multiple areas in this gridded off area. And it seems to follow in a slight trail that you're able to maybe picture where this thing went as it was going around. And you're seeing like the odd droplets, and wherever there's like a bigger pool of this thick gunky saliva that hasn't quite seeped into the soil yet, it seems to be where there's been like a broken branch with blood splats. And then you can see on the ground that there's drag marks across there as it then pitter-patters towards another area where this tree has this big gash running through it.
I will say, as we're walking through, like, whenever I see a dot, I'm of like this saliva, I am like looking up into the trees, so like make sure nothing's like, and I'm like constantly doing like, not constantly, I would say like every now and then like flicking around and like doing a quick scan to like see if anything's behind me, because obviously on the shirt it said, or there was a puncture wound in the back, so I'm going into this assuming it's like an ambushing creature.
Yeah.
But seeing the drag marks and stuff, I'm gonna follow it, and I'm not gonna try and sneak away from William, but I'm not gonna like reveal what I've seen.
Yeah. Okay. So as you move away and a little bit deeper into the forest, you're kind of you're following these pitter pats, and they lead out of this cordoned off area and a little deeper into the woods. But you're keeping William in eye shot, so you're still able to see him, that you're not too far away. And you're noticing the one thing that definitely stands out with that 12 that you got. I would say that you are seeing footprints that they're not human. It could belong to some kind of animal. But it seemed like this animal may be hurt or something, because it seems like it's dragging one of its legs as it goes.
I think after seeing that, that's enough evidence for me to just be like, William, I've got something.
He perks up and he's kind of just seeing other bits and bobs similar to what you've already found. He comes over, ducks into the corded area.
Look like any animal footprint you've ever seen?
He'll kneel down and look at it, place his hand next to it, and the print is kind of the same size as his palm. Well, with forests like this, could be, I don't know, it could be some kind of deer. It's definitely not a bear.
It's hurt.
But if a deer did this, I mean, I suppose antlers could cause the puncture wounds and maybe slash marks, but what kind of crazed deer would attack humans?
I would say the puncture that I saw on the shirt is a bit too accurate for an antler. But I'm gonna follow this. And it seems hurt, though.
You'll see him take out this old-fashioned Polaroid camera as he then extends it out and goes to take a picture of the print. Again, this might be something that someone...
What is that?
What, this? You never seen a camera before?
No.
Oh, well, it's one of the new Polaroid cameras. Force kind of got them first before your everyday citizen did, but yeah, they're available to you. They're a little bit pricey, but it's very easy to blur as well, so you have to keep very steady as he's there trying to take a second shot of it.
Sorry.
Arm shaking a little bit as he's leaning on his knee. He manages to click a photo of it. I mean, I could take this again to the lab, see if anyone knows about it. Perhaps they can identify the print.
I mean, possibly, but I plan on following this. I want to see for myself.
I mean, if you're certain, I think we're pushing our luck a bit here at the moment, but I'll take your lead.
If you wish to stay here and see if you can find anything else at the crime scene, you can, and I'll just quickly dip off and then come back. I'm not planning on fighting or basically roughing up this thing. I just want to see if it has a home or something.
What would you, before I act as he would, what would you like him to do? Come with you or stay behind?
So I'm basically asking William, as like his character, would he rather stay behind, and if he did, basically I would want him to investigate the crime scene for like any hidden details that we haven't seen, or as his character, would he rather come with me so I'm not alone, but then we will be tracking this monster?
Yeah.
That's like the two choices I want to give William.
Well, if you got thoughts that I'm gonna leave you alone in this forest with this Hungerford slasher around and weird, hurt, diseased deer, then you've got another thing coming. As he begins walking ahead.
I knew you were a good one, William.
I'll not have another one go missing on my watch.
To adventure. And then I will, like, cover my mouth because I yelled it, and I'm like, sorry. Bit excited.
I'm sure no one heard you. I mean, it's like that weird saying, if a tree falls and there's no one around, does it produce any sound?
I mean, it still does.
Yeah, that's what I thought,
But I'm not
right?
worried about... I'm not worried about someone, I'm worried about something. Keep looking up. We don't know if this thing's ambushing or... You know, because it stabbed Lynch in the back. Like, it pierced him, so...
Yeah.
Just keep alert.
Oh. Fairly sure it's not a monster as you claim it to be. And he begins
And I go to speak, and then I kind of catch my words.
So then, as a bit of time passes as you're walking, and the trail is starting to get harder and harder to find now, he hands you the ID that he was looking at earlier. And it's like, now that we're not driving, tell me, do you recognize this guy at all?
Don't new. Warrant number 117. Special Police Constable for the County of Berkshire.
He's my partner.
Do I know this person?
No, you wouldn't at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not someone that you've maybe come across, especially living there.
Not that I can say.
Let me think. Give me one moment.
Yeah, I'm like backstory stuff that I gave you.
Yeah. I'm thinking because you have been keeping up to date with the newspapers, I would say. History. Okay, make a history check at disadvantage.
Boop. Disadvantage. Oof. Yep.
So yeah, not at all. It doesn't ring any bells.
Absolutely not. I don't know who this is.
Well, he was my partner, at least for the short time I knew him. Or should I say I was his partner. He was meant to be showing me the ropes. And, well, I've been looking for him since he went missing. But no worries, I'm sure I'll uncover something. As much as I've managed to find that there's... It all seems to come to Hungerford. I don't know what is going on in Hungerford, but...
Listen, Hungerford is strange. If you want to see something, you will. Is all I will say about that.
As you are coming down, the trail disappearing, you come to another fork, going left and right, but it's hard to decipher as to which direction this creature may have gone.
Damn it.
Which would you like to go?
I just look to William and I'm like, you're not gonna like what I have to say.
What? Are you wanting
Well,
to go further in?
well, that, but also, I can't see a strong trail, so we might have to split up and take the forks.
Okay. We can take a wider area, so long as we ensure that, I mean, if I'm taking a left, if I take a right every so often, then hopefully we can loop back round, either meet in the middle or meet back here.
I'd say meet at the beginning of the fork is a better plan.
Tell you
can
what,
get quite turned around in these woods.
we need to make this easier because otherwise we're just going to get lost. And he takes off his jacket, he takes the stuff out of his pockets and puts it in other pockets on his, not straight jacket, his waistcoat, that's it, and in his trousers. And he hooks his long jacket onto the tree, like a prominent tree where the fork is going.
Okay.
Alright, so long as we find this tree, then we know we made our way back. And if we find ourselves getting too lost, you want to head back in the steps that you took, okay?
Yes.
I'm not going to be having you on my conscience as well.
If I get truly lost, I will just fire my gun into the ground. That way you'll be able to find me with the sound of the gun.
Very well. As he then whips out and kind of rolls this gun in his hand, is like, I'll do the same too.
I was just about to ask, I hope you're armed.
Of course, this thing never leaves my side. So, are you taking left or are you taking right?
Well, I know the trick of the maze, so I'll be heading right.
Alrighty, left it is.
Be safe.
And he nods at you and takes out a cigarette as he begins walking down. And you'll see him go behind, like, dip through some trees, and the smoke trail leaves behind him until you can no longer see him.
I turn and I run. I'm joking.
Psych.
No, I think I would, like, not be as casual about it now that I'm not in front of William. I would, like, pull out my gun and, like, have it in, like, a ready position, but just walk down the path.
Okay.
Singing a little song to myself to make me feel better. Like, what's that army one? Like, I was a no.
Let's see. There's a track and survival.
Yeah.
Okay.
Modern. I'm singing Modern Major General to myself very softly.
As you are walking through the forest, I'm gonna need you to roll either a track roll or a survival roll.
Track is there, and it's a 10, and there's no survival roll. That's like a section.
There's no survival. How can there be no survival?
It's a section.
Oh, it's a section in itself. Oh, so it'd be basic.
Yeah, so it's in survival, it's basic.
Yeah, it will be basic.
Okay. Well, they're both 10, so I'm gonna go with track. Oh yeah.
And do you wish to push the roll or?
Pushing means I succeed, but I take.
It means you have a second attempt to succeed, but it comes with great consequence should you fail. And it basically means that you're using more time, and you just have to explain how it is that you're pushing. What are you doing different, basically?
I don't think I will push it because it's a 10.
Okay.
I'm like, how I'd have to roll below 91%, like, you know.
Okay.
Let's say I'm just scanning the road as I'm walking.
Make a luck check as well for me, which I think it will be just another. You need 10 or under again.
Is it 11 or under?
11 or under, yeah. Okay, that's fine. As you are walking through the forest, and it's still silent, still quiet, you get the odd bug in your face that annoys you. You're not seeing really much tracks coming along. Some time passes and you begin to hear chirping in the trees again.
Oh, I would turn round and start heading back towards the fork then.
Okay.
Because I would get out and be like, huh,
Hmm.
there seems to be an area of effect.
And let me see how William is doing. Oh,
He's dead.
It's the same survival stuff. Okay. And where is luck? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Oh damn, his luck is so high.
Oh, okay. Time passes as you're heading back through the forest. I'm going to need you to do another track and/or basic survival.
God.
And 85.
I will push this one. So it's...
What are you doing differently?
So on my way back, rather than just looking at the road, I may be just off the path a bit, looking for broken branches and stuff.
Okay. I'll try and really backtrack where you were stepping.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it was a much better roll. Not a success.
I mean, that's what, yeah, it's like, I was thinking, even if I fail it, like, at least it'll be a lot better overall.
Yeah. I mean, you are able to get back to where you had started, but I'm gonna say you're gonna suffer a point of damage as you're going through the branches. There's numerous stinging plants and
Okay.
any sharp underbrush that might be scraping against your skin.
Okay.
And you make it back to the fork in the road, and there's a blue jacket hanging on the tree.
That's... That's not correct. He has a brown jacket. I would go investigate the jacket. Because I'm like, William has a brown jacket.
Okay. As you go to investigate the jacket, you touch it, and when you do, it's like your vision goes blurry for a moment, and the jacket seems to kind of shudder a bit. And when your vision kind of comes to, the jacket is indeed brown as you take it off the tree and you look it over, very confused as to what's happened.
So the jacket's now brown.
Yep.
Um,
And I want you to roll... Is there a perception? There's no perception. So used to normal D&D. So used to normal D&D. I don't want spot hidden. I want listening.
there is a listen check.
Is there? Okay, do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there is. Do a listen check. Do you wish to spend luck to make it a victory?
Yes.
So -7 from your 11. Because your listen is 40.
Oh, okay, so...
So you would have to spend 7 if you wanted to do it.
That's not too bad. Still 7 luck. Oh, no. Sorry.
So you'll be down to 4.
4.
Okay. With spending that, once the jacket shudders and goes back to normal, the silence is somewhat broken, as in the distance you're not sure as to where, but it does seem to be coming from behind you, but far out behind, not like directly behind you. and you hear just this
Um,
and it seems to have like some echoing effect in this area.
I would quickly turn and like point the gun and just look down the path behind me now and be like, William!
Okay.
And I'm going to I'm gonna stand my ground, but just keep pointing my gun towards the noise.
So as you're standing there, tense and fearful as to what might be down, and you're looking through all the branches and the tree stumps, you're trying to make note of any kind of movement. It's so difficult as there's so much foliage and dense wood around, and with it being pretty silent, you're kind of a bit skitterish to any sort of movement.
I'm gonna yell into the woods in front of me. Lynch lives. You failed.
You hear no response. Roll a spot hidden at disadvantage.
Oh boy. Honestly, not, you know.
Too bad, but you get a sense that you're not alone, but you also don't see anything. You're even looking higher up as you were before, and looking to see if maybe it's up in the branches above you, but again, you can't make out anything. A wind blows past, brushing some of the branches and trees, which makes you spin and point in that direction. And then you feel a sudden thump on your shoulder as William's hand slams onto your shoulder and is like, Baxter.
Jesus fucking Christ, William.
What's the matter with you? What are you pointing your gun for?
There's something. It's here.
It's here.
A weird gurgling happened, and I called you for backup, and your jacket was blue, and things are weird, and there's something watching us right now.
Jacket was blue. Are you all right? Is there any kind of psychoanalyst type thing I need to be aware of? Like, do you suffer from any kind of issues at
William,
all? And he's gonna
look at me.
He's gonna analyze you.
I'm just like, William, look at me. I'm not making this up.
He definitely sees that you're telling the truth, with him basically doing his own lie detector on you, and he sees that you're distressed. Okay, well, I think we've definitely stayed a bit too long in this forest now, so we're going to need to get you out of here. All right, so, well...
Did you see anything?
I don't see anything now.
No, down your pathway.
Oh, no, I mean, there was a nice area of the river. Caught two people having a picnic, so I've told them they have to leave, because, yeah, they shouldn't be here. Did my whole policeman thing. No, I'm pretty sure they got the message. They packed up.
Okay, I didn't encounter anything, but I could suddenly hear birds and stuff when I got a bit too far, so there's definitely an area of influence.
And when saying that, you're now starting to hear the odd chirp here and there that's slowly coming back into this area.
William will watch my eyes go wide and be like, that son of a bitch is moving, and I'm gonna just take off towards like the dead zone.
Wait, god damn you. As he runs off in ahead of you as well.
We have to find it.
And I will say it's coming up to 9:30. I will end it there. It's a nice little cliffhanger bit there. Quite late. How did you find it?
Oh, it's very fun. I really like it.
I was having a lot of enjoyment. You got really jammy at the beginning. We're getting into that hospital and getting some of the information quite early on is good.
I was like, I mean, that's the thing. That's why when you were like, are you sure you don't want to re-roll him? I was like, listen, when he's lucky, it's going to be great because it'll be like, holy shit, how's this working?
Managing to convince everyone that, yes, I'm a doctor.
So maybe that's how it will be. It will just be like, anytime it's like the super gammiest, like, yes, I am this person, or like, I need to get in here. It's like, oh yeah, success after success. But then everything else, it's just like, oh hey, you'd be rolling like 18s and 19s now. And you're like, no, please, I need to roll 1s and 2s.
Yeah, I need much lower. We've got to get out of this forest. All right, I will get my thinking cap on for what will come up next. I hope everyone listening at home enjoyed it too. Stay tuned for future episodes of Call of Cthulhu, as we will have plenty more where this came from.
Woohoo!
And thank you, Cameron, for joining me. Hello, welcome back, everyone. Oh, that was quick. I almost forgot.
Episode 2.
I almost forgot. We need to level up Baxter's stats, potentially. Okay, so there was 3 that you've got gold.
Yep, Persuade, Spot Hidden, and Stealth.
So which one do you want to try first?
Spot Hidden.
Okay, roll a D100. You want to get higher than your Spot Hidden.
Why would you say that? I've been rolling higher all night.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Okay, roll a D10.
Why would you say that?
Let's do this.
Oh, okay,
Ooh,
thank
nice.
God.
So that will go up to 31. Okay, next up, Stealth or Persuade?
Persuade.
Okay. No change. And Stealth?
Oh.
Oh, boom.
What happens then? Oh, well.
Sadly,
that's...
it's still under. You need it over.
I thought that was 40, and I was like, damn it.
Sadly, no. I would usually do D&D rules like meets it, beats it, but yeah. Roll a D10 as well to add to your luck.
Well, that just slid across the screen. But...
7. Okay. There you go. All right.
Nice. At least I got one stat going up.
Yep. Your Spot Hidden's gone up. I guess there was a lot of hidden things to spot, so that makes sense. Lost a little bit of sanity and a little bit of health, but otherwise you're generally good.
I like that I'm very good at astronomy and not regular science.
Yeah, some of these I've had to look up, like, what is this? Like, anthropology, what's that? I need to look at that.
How's William doing? Because I know William got some good rolls.
Oh, yeah, good point. Opening and closing. Okay, so, psychoanalysis. What does that upgrade? Higher than a 41, you say a 30. So that's a no.
Nope.
Spot Hidden, 55. Higher than 55, we say a 92.
Oh,
yes,
what happens if you crit on it? Like nothing, or?
Sadly, nothing. Just a 1. Fine. Spot Hidden is a 56. Don't want to make it too easy for you. And Persuade. Higher than 60. A 42. No change. And his luck goes up by 7.
Wow. Had to one-up me, literally.
Up to 32.
Wow. Luckily, I didn't get a 1 on my spot hidden upgrade.
Nope, you got a better score. What did you get again? You got a 3.
I got a 6.
Oh, a 6. Was that spot hidden as well? So we both get upgraded spot hidden.
Yeah.
Interesting. Alright, that is all. Bye bye.